So it seems like Louisiana, because of its abysmal pregnancy care, really wants a number one seed in my tournament. These are not the final placements. I'm still taking your votes. Feel free to put in the comments what you feel is the worst state for humanity. I just have a few examples of what I believe will be front runners here. Get your votes in by tomorrow so I can set up our Sweet 16. But back to Louisiana. Because Louisiana's abortion ban is so strict, because doctors face up to 15 years in prison, owing $200,000 plus dollars, and the loss of their medical license, it's prompting many hospitals to do cesarean sections, C-sections, in place of other procedures that don't involve cutting a woman's abdomen. I'm going to trigger warn you ahead of time because I'm going to show you pictures of post C-section women and what it does to the body externally. But before I do that, I want to talk about why doctors are doing this and why patients don't have a choice. In cases where women come into the ER, like at 20 weeks pregnant, where they're facing instances of preterm premature rupture of membranes, where the water breaks, the fluid surrounding the baby is gone, the fetus will be non-viable. Now, there's a lot of reasons why this can happen, but it's really important that women get medical treatment because they can become septic and they can have infections. It's traumatic. Rather than perform what was medically termed an abortion to remove the fetus vaginally, medical professionals are having to perform C-sections on women, life-altering surgery. And you might say, Casey, no, it's not. People have C-sections every single day. Let me tell you a story. Actually, first, let's talk about the complications associated with C-sections, because while they are safer than not having C-sections when there's an emergency and the baby needs to come out, if you can avoid a major abdominal surgery, you should. And here are the reasons why. And there are a lot of nurses and doctors on this app that can speak to this more than I can, but I'm going to share my personal experience. Now, first of all, if you're lucky, you're going to get a transverse cut. That's the one right down here. It's not going to look pretty like this, probably. Mine didn't. I don't have any pictures of it because I couldn't find a way to take pictures of it, but this is where it's going to be located. You can't get this thing wet for like weeks. It's a pain in the ass. Here's what I looked like after having a C-section, the day after. There's no alterations in this picture. This is what I look like. Because as the case with most first-time moms, it was an emergency C-section. I was not prepared. I had labored for 4 days. Look at how hard my child worked to try to get out of my body. I was 10 centimeters dilated. But guess what? My doctors gave me a choice. They let me labor, and then I had the choice to elect to get a C-section because she was stubborn even then. This is after my second baby, also an emergency C-section, this time a true emergency. I also had premature rupture of membranes, but I was at least full term, and so eventually I developed an infection. I felt like I'd been to war. This was like 3 or 4 days once I got home. I had bruises everywhere from all the different IVs and sticks. There was medical tape all over my body that I still hadn't gotten off. And you know why? Because I was so sore. Because everything hurt to move. I didn't even recognize myself after this procedure because it was such an intense experience. But unlike these women in Louisiana, I had my baby. I had my baby to keep me going. These women who didn't have a choice, who couldn't elect an alternative because they were forced into this procedure, had to leave without a baby, and then had to live with the remembrance that they didn't have that baby. Or rather, that they had that baby, but the baby didn't get to come home with them. So when Republicans write laws like this and they say, no, it's about protecting life. No, it's not. It's about controlling women. It's about leaving women scarred for life. Maybe your C-section went perfectly well. Maybe it was splendid. And to that I say amazing. Congratulations. But for many women, it is a intensely traumatic experience, a life-altering experience that changes your body forever. And the fact that doctors in Louisiana, rather than do an abortion that is deemed medically necessary in any other time, because they're afraid of the repercussions they might face because of far-right evangelical Republicans are doing procedures on women like this is absolutely barbaric. And ladies, if you still have belly overhang like this, it's okay. C-section girlies, stand up. Everyone else, please vote in my States Against Humanity March Madness tournament so that we can collectively decide if Louisiana is in fact the worst state for humanity. Thank you.